Hello everybody, it's MrShine here from HearthstonePlayers.com. I am going to take on Heroic Kel'Thuzad this time. He is the boss, the final boss of Naxxramas and the boss of Frostwyrm Lair. He's pretty hard in Heroic, not gonna lie. He's actually quite tough. And when I was recording this before, it took like a whole hour to try to get footage of me beating him. I was getting kind of mad, but I did it. Eventually I did it, and I wanted to talk through my strategies with you all and see how we can beat him. Heroic Kel'Thuzad, for those of you who don't know, I think he starts with like 45 health and 20 armor. And he has a bit of a cheat that he does that as soon as he loses his 20 armor, you lose your turn, and he takes a turn and he summons 2 5/5s with taunt. So that's one thing that you want to make sure you know going into it, that you want to make sure everything in your turn is finished and you're prepared for 2 5/5s with taunt when you take the last of his armor down. I think you also, if you go past like turn 10 or something and you're still alive, he switches, just kind of takes pity on you and switches or something. But his hero power is Frost Blast. It does 3 damage every turn. It freezes your hero, so you can't really use weapons. It's pretty painful. It hurts a lot. It happens automatically every turn for free for him until you get his armor off, or until it gets past the pity point. And then he switches to Chains, which is an 8 mana mind control. It's a random mind control, at least, so it's not something that he can plan, but it really sucks. If you get behind in the board, you're pretty much done at that point in the game. He has a lot of removal. He has Frost Bolts, he has Shadow Bolts, he has some Frost Shocks, I think. He has Blizzard, he has 2 Twisty Nethers, turn 8 mana. That sucks a lot, and you want to be aware of it, because that combined with his Chains, where he steals minions, pretty much ends you. If you had a big board, you lose it, and it's past that point, and you don't have a way to populate it, he's just going to keep stealing your stuff, and you're not going to be able to win. So he has some hard-hitting late mid-game creatures, and he's a tough cookie to crack. As I mentioned, even if you have a good deck built for him, you will not always win. But I will show you a deck that I used to beat him. Alright, so here is the deck that I had used to defeat Kel'Thuzad in Heroic. I have a few epics, or a few legendaries that not everyone would have, but I don't think they're absolutely critical for this deck, to be perfectly honest. Thalnos, I just thought, for a card draw. Well, I guess I should start by saying, so we know that he's going to steal your minions, and we know that he is going to clear your minions. So what do you want to do? Well, I picked Shaman because Shaman has a lot of ability to get board presence with their totems, a lot of ways to buff their board, having seemingly small creatures become big threats. I also included a Bloodlust for that purpose, that if I can get bored and have a Bloodlust, sometimes I might be able to end it early before too much mind control shenanigans. And of course, you know, if he gets a 1/1 totem, or he gets, you know, a loot hoarder or things like that, there are worse things in the world to have him Chains mind control that. So I was really focusing on stuff like that, trying to focus on things that have Death Rattle, because Death Rattle is very good for all of his removal that he has. Like Harvest Golem can be fantastic. He might kill it with a Frostbolt, but then you still have a 2/1 left to come back. Interestingly enough, I think the coup de grace of this battle is Kel'Thuzad himself. This is very good against Kel'Thuzad, especially when combined with Ancestral Spirit. So typically, because I know that he has Twisty Nether, if I want to wait till ideally turn 10 when I can play Kel'Thuzad and put Ancestral Spirit on it to give it Death Rattle to resummon. And if he uses a Twisty Nether, he will kill your Kel'Thuzad, and your Kel'Thuzad will summon your other Kel'Thuzad, so you'll have 2 Kel'Thuzads in the board. Granted, that will still die with another Twisty Nether, but I figured 1 Twisty Nether board insurance is enough. And if you can get through that point, then you pretty much have the game won. So, oh yes, and of course Millhouse Manastorm makes a return. A cheap 4/4. You know, you never know, maybe he'll burn a Twisty Nether early. Who knows, that'll be fun. But yeah, so yeah, this is the deck I used for Kel'Thuzad. I will show you some footage of me beating him. Hooray! Let's see that now.
Versus Kel'Thuzad.
We finally meet. For Doomhammer. You're fighting for a hammer. Okay then.
You're dead.
I will freeze the blood in your veins.
Mind hero need?
Oh, goody.
Prepare to face the mighty Naxxramas storm.
Job's done.
Naxxramas is ours. My eyes are open. What we do.
Here it comes.
Some still funny. Sustenance.
Here it comes.
No! Your turn is over! My turn now! Be free, my minions! Some still funny.
Here it comes. for vengeance.
Your soul is bound to me now.
Give that minion a turn to get ready.
Will be no escape.
Alright, well there you go. We took him out. Granted, as I mentioned before, Kel'Thuzad is not a pushover, and I don't think there's really a good deck that is going to consistently defeat him. If he gets the early game, if he gets Zombie Chows early, if he gets the removal on your minions, keeps removing them early, keeps doing damage with his Frost Breath, Frost Blast, is able to hit the Twisty Nethers and keep you down, you're just going to lose. I don't think when he has good draws, there's much that anyone can do. So you have to have a bit of luck, and you have to have a deck that can capitalize on what he does. So hopefully those things will mix, and you will be able to finish all of Naxxramas and get your trusty card back. So, well, there you go. I will take on more of Naxxramas Heroic a little bit later. I know I've started at the end of it. I will take off again from the very beginning at the Arachnid Quarter next. And I've been MrShine from HearthstonePlayers.com. I will see you next time.